have heard Battlestar Galactica so often, but I actually don't know what it is.
I was going to say, I've probably mentioned it a few times.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a thing that you like frequently hear. Oh wait, you're already live?
Yeah, I just went live. Well, I went from pre-live to live.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've referenced Battlestar Galactica a lot, and culturally, it's considered quite like a important piece of sci-fi media, both in the context of the original 1980s show and then the 2000s.
Oh, it was a show. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it was
I
a
heard
show
of it because I'm cultured.
Yeah, it was originally a show from the 80s, and then it got remade in the early 2000s, and I would say whilst its writing becomes a bit kind of wonky in the later seasons, visually it's still very impressive as to how well it stands up almost 2 decades after it came out.
Yeah, many old stuff is like still. I mean, people still read like the Greek epics, so.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. In the context of writing, I think that's probably easier for something to hold up. Usually, visuals are something that struggle a bit.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Hello, Briar. Hello, Bob.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Everything working? Nothing's dying? Good. Excellent. Let me know if there's any audio issues, people, but it should be fine. Max Elfie, do you mind if you join? No, of course not. That's why we're in the open stream chat.
I mean, I just kind of joined this one because I assumed.
Yeah. Fuck was I doing? Hello, Bob.
Do you know more about Battlestar Galactica than I do? Because I know nothing other than it exists.
Well, I watched the show.
Did you watch
Not entirely because, yeah, the one in the 2000s, I think.
Oh, the 2000s remake.
Yeah, the original one. No, I'm not that old.
No, I've not seen the original either. But I watched the.
What? You have not watched the original? You fucking fake fan!
Fuck off.
Turns out Kane and Sinan have a little side project going on with the Scorpia shipyards. Mark II variants of the Viper fighter. The Admiral is after a good news story after what happened at Caprica Terminal.
I mean, it was kind of
something to boost confidence in Colonial Fleet and keep the funding rolling in.
Don't implicate me in Lucinda's spending spree. She still has 7 colonies waiting for their Jupiters.
Anyway, the Scorpia shipyards could use.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't catch that, Bob.
As a primary manufacturer for many of the colony militaries,
I watched Battlestar Galactica, but the show was too political for my taste.
Kane wants Daedalus at Scorpia.
Oh yeah, the modern Battlestar Galactica was very, very heavily influenced by the politics of the time, which was predominantly dominated by the War on Terror and anti-terrorist. But it was very much like a critique of looking at that kind of attitude. So it didn't play into it. It sort of used it as a basis for saying, like, necessarily, like, operating in that sort of way is actively harmful.
Yeah, but what I meant is that the show was more based on these political discussions and political conflicts than just any other kind.
Oh, right, yeah, there's a lot of political discussion in it. The battle scenes are not, like, super common. But it did have some very good ones.
Yep.
Game audio is a little loud. Yeah, I just dropped it. Because it was too loud for me as well, so...
So I'm so glad that our commission went well.
Oh, yeah, the
yeah!
art was so cute.
That was dope. I approve.
You know, like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah. It was quite funny because I got some questions about the commission just a minute before I texted you, Alfie.
Oh.
Prepared to jump in 3, 2, 1.
Wait, Admiral Adama needed to launch Vipers. What?
Briar is trying to describe the Adama maneuver,
Multiple Tratus contacts, Commander. Scorpion Intel has already confirmed
which
hostile
is something
bogies.
that one of the characters in the show, Admiral Adama, performed during one of the episodes.
Sounds like a chess move.
More like something Evel Knievel would probably be more known for doing. They basically what Briar was trying to describe is the Battlestars are kind of like half battleship, half aircraft carrier, so they rely quite a lot on small fighters as well. And during a battle on a planet, they needed those fighters to get onto the surface so they could provide air support. But if the fighters had to fly from space to the ground on their own, they'd just get shot to pieces. So what the Admiral decided to do was take the entire Battlestar, the giant warship, and drop it from space into the planet's atmosphere, and then launch the fighters directly into the air, and then use hyperspace to jump the ship from the planet's atmosphere back into space.
Sure.
Yeah. What the fuck am I doing?
You're playing Pokemon?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm
Yes, Commander.
playing Final Fantasy.
As if she'd be doing anything
Oh.
else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing no brain stuff. I'm just leveling another class. So
Oh. Okay. I'm doing some Cyberpunk.
Oh, wait, why?
video games.
Also, Max, why can't I shout people out? You tried. That's because you're typing out shout out. It's not shout out. It's
Oh,
SO.
it's just SO.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with significant other. Imagine if that command just made someone your significant other.
Well, it's like now you're my
Yes,
significant other. You cannot do anything against it. Excuse me, have you heard about consent?
God, I just watched a video today about those alpha male podcasts, and then I realized why I stopped watching videos about alpha males. Because every time I watch a video like that, I'm like, oh no, oh no.
Briar, you can try doing /shadow. It's the new
That's
Twitch
yeah.
way.
The Twitch integrated one isn't as good. Oh, I know why. It's probably because my fucking Streamlabs bots turned itself off again. Hang on. Yeah, it has. There we go. There we go. Sorry, yeah. It was the bot not being turned on for whatever reason.
You have to turn on the bot.
Yeah, the bot is hosted via a website through Streamlabs. And sometimes it turns itself off. Which is just great.
Gets shouted out and loved on Unicorn. Okay. I'll get it. I cannot describe. Okay, that's a basic knife. Can I upgrade my sniper rifle?
There we go. Uh-oh.
Fighter squadron is taking fire. Hostile unit identified.
John interested in Valheim? Nice.
Good.
I really need to turn up cutscenes.
Missiles incoming!
I know I've got missiles incoming.
Yes, sir.
That'll be the last turn I make as a formation maneuver.
Let's go, ladies. Now get into formation. Or however the song goes.
That's a song?
What's the
Element is taking damage.
what's the one? That's the ladies now get into formation.
Can't say I've ever heard of that.
Me neither.
I need to Google it
Commander,
after
I'm
this
seeing
fight.
hostile fleets not engaged in the fighting. They appear to be scouting the Scorpio fleet's wreckages.
They'll be scavenging for ammunition. Destroy the wreckages before the Cylons
Also
can turn
need
our own
to turn on
slugs
my
against us, Commander.
Attack buff.
Commander, a word?
My inner darkness.
Have the luxury of investigating field
I think I killed
a
a
few moments of footage before
pedestrian.
those hulls could provide invaluable
It happens.
I need to restart. Oh wait, what? Oh, whoops, that was the wrong game.
What did I want to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to Google that.
Anyone here ever watch Hellsinger Bridge? Yes, I did.
Ladies, get into formation. Oh, it's Formation by Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh, I haven't listened to this in a while.
It's been a very long time since I saw Hellsinger Bridge, so this might not trigger the memory you're thinking of.
I haven't watched it at all.
Me neither. I think I tried, but then I didn't.
Oh, it's the first time I hear of it. So. Ooh, I found some fish nets.
Fashion in video games, well, is truly the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Taking into
to jump.
consideration that
3,
I'm playing
2,
Cyberpunk, I think
1.
they're another kind of fishnets.
What kind of fish nets?
Scorpion Intel
Like a
has already
net to
confirmed
catch
hostile
fish?
bogeys.
I knew they were under pressure out here, but this is the worst I've seen the Scorpion shipyards.
Like, what helmet am I
Incredible you
wearing?
can get anything done under these conditions.
Beautiful, now I look like Sailor Moon.
Let me check in my inventory. They are.
Launching fighters.
Wow, do you know these stockings that are just nets?
Yeah,
Fishnet stockings.
Those.
yeah.
On
They're
it,
not
Commander.
for catching fish.
What do you mean they're not for fashion?
They're for fashion, they're not for catching fish.
Understood.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess if you like, you could just, if you like, tied them to a stick and like got some kind of ring to like have them always open, you could use it to catch fish.
That's true.
Now I need to Google that. Can you catch fish with fishnet tights?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that far into it. That's why I don't recognize it. I think I watched like the first half of it, or the first 3/4. But that looks like it's from a part I didn't watch. That would be why I didn't recognize it.
Suddenly it all makes sense.
That's it. Everything makes sense.
Suddenly it all makes sense.
On it, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Oh.
Hostile unit identified.
Ah, no, you're not meant to. You're meant to do that.
IFF confirms unit is hostile. Hostile unit identified. Missiles incoming! On it, Commander.
Oh, Briar. That seems fair.
Understood.
True.
On it, Commander. Fighter squadron is taking fire. Commander, I'm seeing hostile contacts not engaged in the fighting. They... Understood. Yes, sir.
Wow, this game is expensive.
Understood.
What game is it?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah, it's
Too
like
long.
full-on AAA game.
Yeah, it's too long.
Missiles incoming!
Cost $200.
Wow.
Adamant is taking damage.
What?
Commander, I gave you an order.
Yep.
Sir, the
And
commander
real
was
water,
following up on a request from Sinan for damage reports
$160.
Mr. Quaid is not in command of this fleet, Lieutenant.
What?
Destroy those wreckages now.
Okay, come on, I paid less for my weapons.
Squadron target is confirmed. Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. Understood.
Lady Beaver, hello! Kind of reminds you of Battlefleet. Yeah, actually, thinking about it, yeah, Battlefleet Gothic would be something of a comparison.
What is it like? All the airships are black with red accents?
No, as in, like, Battlefleet Gothic is a Warhammer 40,000 game, based on the tabletop Battlefleet Gothic game, which is to do with the space fleets of Warhammer rather than the armies. And the way the Battlefleet Gothic video game did it is that you give orders to your ships so they move and act within a limited amount of space, and then the turn ends, so it's like you plan all the maneuvers in advance, then like 6 to 10 seconds of time play out, and then you get another stop, so you can give new orders and maybe make changes to everything. Which is how...
Also,
it's like part
I got-
real-time, part turn-based.
interesting. But are there also Gothic, like the fashion? Because
More like
that would
Gothic.
be
It's
fun.
honestly more like Gothic architecture, because the Imperial spaceships look
Oh!
like the Imperial spaceships look like flying cathedrals.
Oh, that's cool.
Which makes sense, given that the whole Imperium is just fanatics.
Yeah, it's religious fanaticism and stuff. Even though it's like a deeply ironic thing that the person they worship as their god explicitly demanded that religion be removed from his society, and then when he became unable to speak for himself, everyone turned him into a deity.
Oh no! Wait, isn't there a character in D&D that's kind of like that, like Lady of Pain or something?
Probably. I don't know D&D that well.
Yeah, I watched a Drawful video about it, and
Ah.
I think she gets
Wow.
real she gets real upset if like people try to worship her.
Okay.
Like she will unexist you.
Oh.
Well, the main thing about D&D is that there are infinite numbers of
Manticore is taking
universes,
damage.
and
Yeah, D&D is
you
just
can't
like a
even create
platform.
yours.
You still got a massive Battlefleet Gothic tabletop Imperial fleet. Oh wow, the tabletop models for Battlefleet Gothic are so intimidating, just with the amount of detail that goes into them. Three battleships, 15 cruisers, 6 or 3 light cruisers, 30 escorts. That sounds like a full-on, like... It's like a full-on navy. An armada? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, you bastard. Too close to me.
So say we all.
Be enough. One Space Marine cruiser and one troop transport ship for your tabletop. Oh, that. Yeah, combining the tabletop and the tabletop. Ugh. Combining the space and land armies like that is fun. It's kind of like what they were trying to do with that EVE Online game.
Damage. So say we all.
Y'all sleepy.
We all so sleepy.
Game Workshop.
Hey,
did
but
have
I
Planet
am
Tiles
awake
last
during
week.
the
Oh, wow.
day.
Yeah, same. I could have used a whole day in bed.
Massive battle report in White Dwarf combines space-side combat and planetary invasion defense apocalypse game. Yeah, that sounds like something you'd have to like play over an entire week.
Jeez.
Oh, we did that when we were younger at my friend's group. Just
What the frag?
without
Commander, all hostiles are disengaging.
any official
Admiral
rules
Kane
or
isn't happy with
anything,
us.
we just
But at
said,
least we stopped
okay,
the Cylons
let's
from
do it
salvaging any more ammo
in
from
the
those
tabletop
Scorpion
game.
ships.
The
Just
Sentinels
planetary
becoming rash in
defense and
decisions.
such.
That That was valuable data we could have used.
It was by the
She
time
forgets
the
she must
Apocalypse
prove the
game came
stability
out.
of Colonial Fleet to the Quorum.
Well, if the Cylons keep running away, maybe you can finally finish building those Jupiters. And build us one while you're at it.
Ranger, Artemis. Ooh, Viper Mark IIs.
What I have to tell is that battles at 10,000 points per side are stupidly long.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah. Oh, this is like the OG. Because this is something I quite liked about the remake. And to an extent, a lot of the material that came after the remake is, rather than just completely, like, supplanting the original, they took a lot of the original designs from the 1980s show and combined it into the history of the remake. So it's like they would use the older 80s designs to represent, like, technology from earlier in that timeline. You just have a full company of Dark Angels, large Ravenwing, Death Guard force that downgraded heavily for finances. You still have an Apocalypse-sized guard army with about 40 tanks, including Lemon Russ, Chimeras, Baneblade, Earthshakers. Jesus Christ.
Beyblade?
Bane.
Oh, Baneblade.
Yeah, Baneblade. Sorry, not Beyblade.
Let it rip.
Oh, was it 78 that Battlestar came out? Oh, I thought it was in the 80s. It was actually a bit earlier then. Damn, okay.
What are the Baneblades?
Baneblade is the Imperial Guard Titan killer tank. It's like a big fucking,
Whoa.
like a big tank
yeah.
with loads of like smaller guns and then one big gun for killing enemy Titans, or well,
yeah.
really just about anything it can fucking get a lock on. Yeah, super heavy.
Yeah.
I miss the time in my life where you could just be the coolest person by owning a Beyblade and bringing it to elementary school.
Yeah, I remember when they were the shit.
And then you were even cooler if you actually had one of those little plastic arenas.
Yeah.
And then we watched fucking Beyblade battles during recess.
And I remember when there was a time when you were the coolest kid in school when you had Pokemon trading cards.
Oh yeah, Pokemon was like a class-wide thing. Like almost everyone had Pokemon cards.
Yeah, not for me. I'm old, remember?
I mean, to be fair, I gifted my nephew my Pokemon card collection, and like he and his friend also got really into trading. So I was like, huh, hasn't changed much, huh? Ah. Oh.
Pog disc. What the fuck is a pog disc?
I don't know.
Player of the game?
Little discs.
Oh,
with
I used to
pop
have
culture
those
stuff.
discs.
Branded tiddlywinks. Oh my god. That's you.
Guess on height.
Sorry. Thank you.
Cylon escort group has been detected. We have a new mission, Commander. I've plotted their jump coordinates, sir.
You made me yawn.
I'm sorry. Why do so many archer outfits in this game involve an eye patch? I feel like if you're an archer, you would need depth perception. or is that just me?
Yeah, it's needed.
I mean, it looks cool, but like...
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the primary purpose, isn't it? Just to look cool.
Fashion.
Mm.
You look cool, but for shoot, you just flip the eye patch up.
Very tunibio.
Prepare to jump in 3, 2, 1. Dratus contact. Marks on the board. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. Yes, sir. Understood.
No worries.
Yes, sir. Where are you going? Understood.
Of course.
Fighter squadron is taking fire. Missiles incoming! So say we all. Hostile unit identified. Yes, Commander. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Understood. Missiles incoming! So say we all. Understood. Yes, Commander.
Dark Knight. Oh.
Oh, thank you, brah.
That reminds me that I should hydrate too.
Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Wait, why can't I?
Understood. Yes, sir.
I do the slice.
Understood.
I do the spooky slice.
Spooky slice.
I do the spooky slice.
What makes it spooky?
Because the Reaper class in this game lets you turn into a ghost and do a spooky slice.
Oh.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, there are many. I got to the like really sad parts in the story, so I'm now picking up all the very dark and broody and edgy classes. Like I'm currently doing Dark Knight.
Ooh.
Time to shop at Hot Topic.
Ah. Is Elfie playing Final Fantasy 14? You bloody damn right she is. It's her recent addiction.
Yep. And there's a lot of content because this game is like 10 years old, so...
Well,
Crystal! We are the Crystal Gems.
and I'm watching people naked in Cyberpunk.
As you do.
Naked?
Oh yeah, do you go to a strip club and you can watch people naked there? Especially women.
I mean, many players also run around in their underwear in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, there are people on Final Fantasy 14
So
that
say we all.
install mods to give their girls horse cocks, you know.
What?
Oh yeah, there's a big modding scene for 14.
I just know of the fashion modding scene and the, like, little quality of life things.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Lot more to it than just that, trust me.
Jesus Christ.
There are a lot of spicy mods for every game.
Are we getting naked?
I
No, Briar, put your pants back on!
I don't think anyone needs to see me naked.
I bet there is a market for that out there. Spicy Max art. I think I was typing.
You think you were typing?
Yes, sir.
I was typing. I love starting my sentences with bold of you to assume. I don't know why. What is going on in chat?
I let chat do its own thing. I don't behold it to
For
any...
once, I didn't start with it.
I like the fashion as well. Also, I think it's so weird that like Final Fantasy is like this. You know, there's so much fantasy and you can wear so much cool stuff, and then there's some people that are like, I'm gonna wear jeans and a hoodie.
Hell yeah. Fantasy hoodies.
Not even fantasy, it's just a normal hoodie.
Yeah, I know, but like, normal clothing in a fantasy setting is cool.
I guess. I mean, you can also have a car in this game, so...
Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy 15 car, isn't it?
Yeah!
See, I know things.
I mean, it's my first Final Fantasy game, so it's a little jarring because there's like all this fantasy, but then there's also like cars and...
See, Final Fantasy 15 was the first one I played. But my first interaction with Final Fantasy as like a franchise was the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie on UMD on my PSP.
Totally not a bad car. I guess my first interaction with Final Fantasy was seeing a bunch of Lightning cosplayers.
Oh, from 13.
Yeah. I thought she was like the main character of the Final Fantasy franchise.
I remember seeing adverts for that on like the side of my school bus.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Because she used to be so popular. What happened?
Well, the games weren't very good, apparently. they've got like a very small die-hard fandom, but generally I think it's accepted that the 13 games were not very good.
I mean, now people are all about Cloud, I guess.
Well,
I guess
they always were. It's just he sort of like comes in and out of relevance. You didn't understand the series, you was confused as to why there were different people in it. Yeah, that was something that confused me as well. I was like, well,
yeah.
Why didn't they just stick with the same people? But no, that's not how Final Fantasy works.
And that's not how JRPGs work.
Well, yeah, there's that too, yeah.
For me, it's like I watch a friend playing one of the Final Fantasies. I think it was Final Fantasy VI, and I said like, nope, that's not for me. And I went back to Baldur's Gate.
I love JRPGs. I just never had a console because all the Final Fantasies were like on PlayStation, I think. I never played 12. Which one is 12?
12 was one of the very few like first ones that had something not real-time combat, but it was like a weird turn-based hybrid.
Does that mean you stream Fire Emblem Engage? I have not kept up with the new Fire Emblem at all. Which is weird because I love Fire Emblem, but for some reason...
Constantly, the only thing I hear about it is just the people talking about the artist.
Oh, pfft.
The totally not Alucard vampire guy with a gun. That was 7! That's Vincent in 7.
Oh, that was also confusing to me when I first started 14. It's like, which class do you want? Like, do you want a sword? Or do you want magic? Or do you want a gun? Like,
guns are just another kind of magic.
I mean, it's kind of because I think I have not picked up any of the gun classes, so I don't the American class. Yeah.
I mean, you can also have guns in D&D.
Magic guns.
No, not magic guns, just guns. Real guns. Because there is
Normal
a class,
gun.
there is the artificer, and artificers can create guns.
You get a gnome with an M16.
Not that powerful, but you know, one. How's it called? Is it a musket?
Gnome with an M60. The M60 would be the same size as the gnome.
A musket, yes. You can create a musket with an artificer.
I want a belt-fed musket. Not even sure how that would function, but I want to see it.
Or one of the first machine guns that were fed
gun.
by a lever.
Gatling gun.
And just go.
Or yeah, Gatling guns were the first, like, among the first repeating firearms.
There you go.
So they get those in Warhammer Fantasy as well.
Oh wait, Final Fantasy VII is the one with Cloud.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to Google that.
Oh.
They should just name them after their main character. Like Final Fantasy Cloud, Final Fantasy Lightning, Final Fantasy that one, the car one.
So honestly, in D&D, every single character that is under 4 feet is perfect for the barbarian to use as a throwing weapon.
Just use your friends as a throwing weapon.
Yeah, especially if they are rogues, because you can just throw them at their face and they can just stab them in the eye.
Yeah.
It was a standalone third person. Yeah, with Vincent. It was a Dirge of Cerberus or something. I remember playing that at
Vincent?
Chopstick's house.
Who's Vincent?
He's one of the characters from Final Fantasy VII. He's the dude that looks like Alucard, but has a gun.
He looks like the male main character of Chrono Crusade.
Yeah, Dirge of Cerberus. There you go.
What's his name? Chrono.
Alucard has a gun. Alucard has lots of guns, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy universe is very interesting. Magic, swords, guns.
All you need is some kind of like Metal Gear level super weapon crisis.
Oh, that's yes. I mean,
bitches love cannons. They do. Get that bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons.
I mean that's basically the plot of 14 of Realm Reborn. Oh no, the evil empire built a big weapon. So you're playing tank and you're playing tank. And you're also gonna pick up tank.
BRB, go into the bathroom. I'm not gonna mute the stream. Go on BRB on the stream because then you can't see what's happening.
Okay. We took over control.
You're not gonna pick up a healer just so you can revive random people you meet dead around the world? Brian, no, put those matches away.
Exactly, put the matches away. I have a flamethrower over here.
A flamethrower? Or a flame extinguisher? Oh.
Flamethrower.
Oh, no, okay. Oh, those emotes are very cute.
What the heck is happening? Oh! Oh, now I know what's hitting me. I was jumping into barbed wire.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Oh, barbed wire. As someone who grew up on a farm, let me tell you about barbed wire. Ouchie.
Yeah.
You seek the darkness within? Hell yes. Edge time. Gonna be such an edgelord. They should rename this class to edgelord. But I guess there are a lot of classes that could be named that.
Okay. Now, Lady Bevia, I have to ask: are you in any way related to Lord Beaver, who used to drop by every so often? Name change. Oh, okay. Same person then. Fair enough. That would explain a lot.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. I have security forces stranded and hailing on distress channels. Multiple hostiles on the board, including one at the prison station.
Any word from inside the station?
I didn't do
No.
anything.
The
I
stranded security
famously
team has
don't like
confirmed that the
fire.
perimeter minefield is
I guess not
compromised and
famously.
dangerous.
But
Commander, neutralize enough of the minefield so that we can get our Marines on that station. And let me know when the cancer and
like, I won't
Village
even have
decides to
candles in
wake
my
up and
room.
do
I
their
only have
job.
like those little electric tea lights.
Thank you.
But that's also because I have cats and a bunny.
I have candles. LED
And-
ones, but not fire. Fire bad. Fire can start fires. No. Can burn everything. No.
Mhm.
No good.
You got the katana, you got the Japanese sword.
Sword.
I love making
So say we all.
references to like 10-year-old things that nobody knows.
That's just being alive.
I love how the abbreviation for New Year's Eve reads like me. Like you're suddenly Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Or
Me.
Miko from Hololive.
Me.
Although she pronounces it as Nye.
Me. I mean, the final expansion of Final Fantasy XIV is called Endwalker, so if you abbreviate that, you just get ill. Just noticed because we're talking about it in the Final Fantasy channel, and I looked at the message and was like,
Squadron target is confirmed.
buying. Ew! Believe in the heart of the cards, Yuke! Me.
Ooh, collect panties.
Trigger zone detected. So say we all.
Wee. Legato Camlink Pro. What? What's that?
Capture
Is
device.
that like a
Sounds like an old
capture
Gato.
card? Is that like for like the Elgato I have, like for what is it?
Also, for $159, what the fuck does it do?
Yes, Commander.
Captures DSLR, computers, laptops, tablets. Okay. This is like for when you have like multiple.
It's a capture card. Huh.
Oh, I already got an Elgato for my Switch.
Hmm.
Adamant is taking damage. Centurions have boarded one of our ships. Sir, Cancer in Defense and Interior is on the line.
Well, that didn't take long.
You are far from home, Colonial Fleet. I expect this is a friendly visit, unless there is another good reason to breach Canceran orbit with your warships.
Minister Winutu, we are cooperating with local security to investigate a Cylon presence as yet unreported by your department. Unless Canceran has objections to the 4th and 7th articles, we will proceed with our operation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Adamant is taking damage. Hostile unit identified.
Strength is pain. Strength is suffering. Strength is sacrifice.
Admiral Kane, I insist. We do not need the help of Colonial Fleet
I'm so
to ensure
edgy.
security Cancerin law enforcement is en route to the station as we speak.
This is clearly a wartime engagement with hostile forces. We will not turn around and leave colonial citizens to be killed.
I expect you to act in accordance with your articles, Admiral. And as yet, no branch of Cancerin government has formally asked for your help.
Mr. Winnetou, surely you understand how this looks to Colonial Fleet.
How do people play video games only with hotkeys? I'm so bad at it.
That's part of the reason why I don't play games like MMOs or MOBAs or stuff like that, because they're so heavily reliant on hotkeys.
I mean, they're not. I just click mostly. Like, I started using the 1, 2, 3 button because they're just above WASD. And that's about it. For the rest, I just use. And I also put like a bunch of buttons just all across my screen because I don't like hotkeys. I have tiny gremlin hands.
Little goblin fingers, aren't you?
Yeah, I need a smaller keyboard. I mean, I also saw one of those gaming mouses where it has like 9 buttons on the side, like where your thumb is.
Razer famously has one that's been around for a very long time that has like a whole keypad on the side of the mouse.
I have 2, and I already get like stressed about those enough.
Understood.
And I mapped those to the very important screenshot button so I can take screenshots in crucial moments. Which is the most important thing.
Obviously.
Yes, Commander.
I have like already like 500 screenshots of this game.
Ooh, I just stole a bike.
Adamant is taking damage. Fighter squadron is taking fire.
You stole a bike? No, give it back.
No, they were from a gang that I killed, so I can't take their bike.
Well, they should just, you know, use like a bike lock if they don't want their bike to get stolen.
But they were mean to people.
Oh, that's mean. You
Understood.
shouldn't be mean to people.
They were.
Oh, past tense.
Past tense, yes, they're all dead.
Oh, I thought you gave them a stern talking to, so they saw the error of their way and vowed to change.
Yeah.
I guess killing is easier.
So say we all. Marines are on station and engaging with Centurions. Inmates and security personnel are displaced, but mostly unharmed. Artemis is taking damage.
Okay.
Oops, I passed out.
On it, Commander. Artemis is taking damage. Adamant is taking damage. A Battlestar is being hacked. We've lost an Artemis, sir.
Wow. This is a sturdy bike. I got hit by a button and survived.
Wow. Are you at least wearing a helmet?
Nope.
Oh. That's a crime.
I'm gay, I do crime. Yes.
Understood.
Touché. Oops. Then you really easily influenced by other people yawning.
Yes.
Look, if anyone has the right to be tired, it's me, because I was up until 4 in the morning watching Gundam.
Max, I have barely slept since Monday because I have so much muscle pain. It's annoying. I had to take an ibuprofen to get some sleep last night.
Oh no.
Prepare to jump in 3, 2.
It reminds me of when
Yeah.
I had my skin infection and I was taking cocodamol and paracetamol simultaneously with ibuprofen to try and sleep.
Multiple hostiles on the
Are you
border.
supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Any word
Sorry,
Yeah.
it was cocodamol
None.
that was
The
mixed with
stranded security team has
paracetamol,
confirmed that the
and then you
perimeter
take
is compromised
ibuprofen
and
for the
dangerous.
inflammation.
Commander, neutralize enough.
I have bigger painkillers at home, but I don't want to
Oh,
just
it's
go
fucked
to
up.
big leagues.
Oh god. Maybe I need to take a nap.
Yep.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1.
The bike. Why are you giving me the car when I want the bike?
security forces stranded and... Understood. So say we all.
I love dragons. Dragons are cool.
Yes, Commander. So say we all.
Oh,
Yes, Commander.
oh no, oh no.
You good?
I will notice, oh, there's a fight, and then I landed, and then I notice all the enemies are on level 43, and I am not on level 43. I'm on level 36, because I'm leveling a new class. So I'm just a little itty bitty, low level baby.
You are Bab.
I am
You
bad,
are but a Bab in the face of God.
but I'm very edgy.
That I don't doubt.
Missiles incoming! Adamant is taking damage.
Oh, gee. Okay, I'm going to take a nap. This is getting ridiculous. Good night, everyone.
Sleep well.
Night night.
Understood. Adamant is taking damage. Centurions have boarded one of our ships. Centurions have boarded a Battlestar. Sir, cancer and defense... So say we all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Adamant is taking damage. IFF confirms unit is hostile. Fighter squadron is taking fire.
Admiral Kane, I insist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Adamant is taking damage. station and engaging with Centurions. Inmates and security personnel are displaced, but mostly unharmed. Understood. Understood. A Battlestar is being hacked. We've lost an adamant, sir. On it, Commander.
It wasn't mine, so I don't mind.
What?
On it,
Game
Commander.
told me I lost a ship, but it wasn't actually one of mine, it was one of the ones that came with the mission.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine.
Understood.
Oh, food!
Food? Is there food?
Why are more people turning up to the stream when I'm not doing anything and I'm eating?
I don't know. Sometimes it's like that.
Go away, everyone. Come back in like 5 minutes.
Really?
On it, Commander.
That's a good kill.
Yes, sir. Manticore is taking damage.
You alright?
Yeah, one of my fucking ships just got railed by a missile barrage. Whoa, Ms. Dialog, hello! Thank you very much for the raid.
Hi, Cassie.
Do I have any... Oh, I don't have any mods. Friar is AFK, I didn't see that happen.
Okay.
Ms. Dialog 420. Ah, she was doing some siege. I hope you had a lovely time.
Yes, Commander. Manticore is taking damage.
Hackers take the fun out of everything.
Oh no!
Squadron target is confirmed.
That blows. Did some 4v4 customs. Most fun you've ever had on Siege. I can't remember, is the base game for Siege free now? Or is it still pay?
Okay, what for Siege?
Is the base game for Siege free now or not? I can't remember.
No. I mean, I bought it.
You have to pay for it? Okay.
Manticore is taking damage. Friendly unit is down.
Steam keys going for 10 USD. Yeah, I mean, like, if I really wanted to get into it, I could look for cheaper places to buy it from. Like, we'll just go on istthereanydeal.com or something. But yeah, I can't necessarily say I've got a massive interest in it just because I know it is very heavily skewed towards the PvP experience, which I don't have any interest in. It's painful. Yeah, that's kind of why I avoid it. Nothing quite like shooting your friend in the head and getting to gloat. Yeah, true. Definitely remember that from
So say we all.
like old split screen shooters. Now I feel like I'm aging myself.
So say we all. Manticore is taking damage. Yes, Commander. Manticore is taking damage. All hostile marks are down, and the prison compound is secured.
You appear to have an agreeable impact on the minister's decision-making, Sinan. There's some history there, I assume?
Merely professional courtesy. I've worked for Shashenka in the past. She is as ambitious as she is morally reductive.
They took out your other two teammates, isolated you, they ran out of frag grenades, you've got to keep your security closet on lockdown. Peek them and they can't see you until it's too late. I can't say I know an awful lot about Siege, but sounds like you had the advantage on them. All of you had your chance. Yeah, that's kind of like the best. That's like the ideal situation, isn't it? Everyone does good. No worries. Sleep well, Ms. Dialot.
Sleep well, Cassie. Love you.
Cylon escort group has been detected. Cylon escort group has been detected. I've plotted their jump coordinates, sir. One of our allies is being attacked.
Taco.
Taco?
Yeah, I can eat tacos in this game.
Hell yeah. Sounds good to me.
Oh yeah, especially if you're lesbian.
I've plotted their jump coordinates, sir.
Mark that guy. There we go. Department Archambault.
Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Multiple Dratus contacts bearing 014, Karam 002.
I presume this won't inconvenience your big warships too much?
Don't worry, Doc. We'll get you over into Aerolon airspace as soon as your FTL drives are recharged.
That's not what concerns me.
Yes, sir. Understood. Yes, Commander.
Alrighty, come on, give me some intel. What the hell am I killing?
Understood. On it, Commander. Fighter squadron is taking fire. Ranger is taking damage. Understood. Hostile unit identified. Adamant is taking damage. Ranger is taking damage. On it, Commander. Understood. Adamant is taking damage. Adamant down! Manticore is taking damage. Ranger is taking damage. Additional Dratus contacts, sir. Bearing on the transports. Yes, Commander. Manticore is taking damage. Ranger is taking damage. Missiles incoming! Friendly unit is down. On it, Commander. On it, Commander. Manticore is taking damage. Artemis is taking damage. We've lost a Manticore, sir. Artemis is taking damage. Manticore, down! Commander, transports 2 and 3 have jumped to PyCon. Cuddle's transport hasn't jumped.
Tell your commander my ship is ready to be escorted to Sagittarion.
You know we can't take you there. The Sagittarian border embargo is still in place. The whole planet is off limits to Colonial Fleet.
You have your duty, and I have mine. You can let yours get in the way of helping innocent victims, children, goddammit, or you can take me to Sagittarion and let me do my job.
Even if Kane agrees, we have to clear the Cylons first. If they see us jump now with Coddle, they're going to realize we're taking him to Sagittarion. One of our allies is being attacked. Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Multiple Dratus contacts bearing 014. Yes, sir. On it, Commander. So say we all. Understood. So say we all.
See if we can do a better job of it this time.
So say we all. Yes, sir. Hostile unit identified. fighter squadron is taking fire. Adamant is taking damage. Yes, Commander. Understood. Adamant is taking damage. Yes, Commander. On it, Commander. Understood. Hostile unit identified. Adamant is taking damage. We've lost an Adamant, sir. Additional Dratus contacts, sir. Bearing on the transports. On it, Commander. Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. Missiles incoming! Manticore is taking damage. Squadron has gone dark. Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. Manticore is taking damage. Hostile unit identified. Commander, transports 2 and 3 have jumped to PyCon. Cuddle's transport hasn't jumped.
Tell your commander my ship is ready to be escorted to Sagittarion.
You know we can't take you there. The Sagittarian board... Manticore is taking damage. So say we all. On it, Commander. Understood. Sir? Contact zone is clear. Can also confirm PyCon medical teams 2 and 3 have hit dirt.
Inform Lieutenant Cottle that I won't break Sagittaron's embargo for his personal crusade. And Commander, that is the last time I'll hear you taking orders from an inferior officer.
Government overthrown by a Caprican-backed coup. Their military forced to fight enemies they didn't make. Oh, I can't imagine why they don't leave the welcome mat out for colonial fleet.
About that, I think I have an idea.
For a second, I forgot you were there.
Dude?
I'm stupid, I know.
Chatter amongst Cottle's crew says they still can't pin down exactly what the Cylons used in these attacks. I think the Cylons explicitly targeted Sagittaran because they expect Colonial Fleet to hesitate before breaking the embargo. They won't expect a quick retaliation. Adjunct ruling on a confiscation operation made it through Quorum 20 minutes ago. We've got the green light from Kane to enter Sagittaran space to retrieve samples of the chemicals used in the attacks. All we've got to do now is jump inside the Sagittaran border, hijack the Cylon chemical weapons, and get out before we cause a political disaster. Easy.
Oops. That hurt.
One of our allies is being attacked. Chatter amongst Coddle's crew says they still can't pin down exactly what the Cylons used in these attacks. I think the Cylons explicitly targeted Sagittarian because they expect Colonial Fleet to hesitate before breaking the embargo. They won't expect a quick retaliation. Understood. Understood. Yes, sir. Squadron target is confirmed. Understood. Hostile unit identified. Yes, Commander. Fighter squadron is taking fire. Missiles incoming! So say we all. Yes, sir. Daedalus is taking damage. Yes, sir. On it, Commander. On it, Commander. Fleet group is jumping in 3, 2, 1. Jump complete, sir. We've got the drop on multiple contacts.
The shape of that hull implies missile tubes with similar capacity to colonial cruisers. Cylon ships capable of orbital bombardment? Commander, if you're looking for the culprit, I believe these are the ships behind the chemical attacks.
Sir, I recommend we get on with the mission before the Sagittarians realize we're here. Understood. Launching alert, Vipers. Yes, sir. Understood. Hostile unit identified. So say we all. Missiles incoming! Fighter squadron is taking fire. Centurions have boarded a Battlestar. Adamant is taking damage. So say we all. So say we all. Adamant is taking damage. Multiple Dratus contacts. CBDR with our position. Incoming broadcast.
Colonial Fleet, you are trespassing in sovereign Sagittarian space. Desist and leave immediately.
Sagittarian vessel. This is Lieutenant Agathon of Colonial Fleet. We are here on behalf of the Quorum to disarm and confiscate Cylon chemical munitions.
The Sagittarian Democratic Union does not recognize the Articles nor the puppet government installed by the Caprican hegemony. Leave Sagittarian, or be turned away forcefully.
This is bigger than some political squabble, you ass. There are people down there that need urgent medical assistance. Your people.
Enough! Commander, if the Sagittarians fire on Colonial Fleet forces, give them a traitor's sentence.
I have to kill them? Oh, fuck's sake.
Kill them. Kill them all.
You shush.
But. Okay.
Colossal waste of human life. At this rate, we will win the Cylon Rebellion for them.
The view from that moral high ground looking pretty good this time of year, Doc?
Keep your sarcasm. But I quit the smoking. No need to make the Cylon's job any easier than we already are. I'll take my leave now, Commander. There'll be a bunch of ungrateful Sagittarians alive tomorrow who wouldn't have been otherwise. Could have been more if there weren't so many damn cowboys out here putting their politics before their people. But we do our best with what we're given.
Cottle's preparing to jump his team, Commander. We should leave before more Sagittarian militia show.
Welcome back, Briar.
Hey, Briar. Alright, we're gonna call it there.
No, are we?
Yes, because we're about to hit the 3-hour mark.
Oh. Okay.
I have another stream in 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Please.
Barrel demon flu. God. Well, rest up. No need to tire yourself out here. Right. So, in 2 hours, we will be back for Command & Conquer Red Alert 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. But otherwise, let's find out who we can raid.
I have someone that used the help.
It's alright, I've already got someone.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, shit, I forget closing that stops the raid. There we go. Right. Wonderful. Okie dokie. So, as always, thank you very much to everyone for joining me, and Barb for forgetting I exist.
I do not forget you exist. I'm just dumb and I forget I am in a Discord call.
That's alright. Yeah, I'll see everyone in a couple of hours for Red Alert 2, but otherwise, please enjoy the rest of your day, or sleep well if you're already at the end, and I will see you later. But until then, please take care, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.